We're getting incredibly close to Ncuti Gatwas' first season as the Doctor, season 1 or season 14, and there has been a lot of rumblings online what this season might bring and if it's going to be good or if it's going to be bad, and a lot of people are worrying because the past few years of Doctor Who haven't looked too bright. But in today's video I'm going to voice my concerns but also my excitement for this series and what we could be expecting. Firstly, we're expecting a bigger budget for the show. We can see this in the trailers and it looks great. They're leaning more into a fun vibe for this brand new season instead of some of the darker seasons we've got as of recent. And as much as I think that's a brand new and good idea for audiences, I'm really hoping they don't lean too far into that idea. What I mean is stuff like this.
Oh!
What's wrong? Did I do something wrong? Because I'm Rubathon Blue of the 57th Hemisphere Hatchlings, and I do not do wrong things, Doctor.
But...
if you have made an incorrect accusation, I will have to kill you.
No. Just wait.
Now, of course, this humour is directed towards maybe more of an Americanized audience, and maybe even a younger audience, right? It's a joke that's meant to get the kids engaged, which, of course, I'm not a small child. I am not the target demographic for that sort of joke, but I can understand why it's put in there. But it is cringe at the end of the day, and I don't want too much of it. I'm expecting, of course, that there is going to be some, because we are in a brand new era of the show. We're in Disney Who now. It's going to be like this at times, but I hope there isn't too much of an over-reliance on this type of humour. I do hope that they do revisit some darker moments, which I do have faith they will do for certain lines in the trailer and for certain scenes that we can already see. We know, of course, that they're going to put a focus on the adoption side of the Doctor's story, coming from the timeless child, but instead of focusing on more of the technological babbly gook for Doctor Who, they're focused more on the real, realistic side that people can relate to, which is the adoption storyline. And Ruby Sunday doesn't know who her real birth parents are, so this is something they're going to lean into, and maybe it's a bit more of a serious, darker element of the show. We also get the I am last of the Time Lords sort of spiel in the trailer.
How do you keep going?
For days like this, Ruby Sunday. I don't have a people, I don't have a home. But I don't have a job either. I don't have a boss or taxes or rent or bills to pay. I don't have a purpose or a cause or a mission, but I have freedom.
This scene and the music behind it harkens back to old music to do with the Time Lords and the Doctor. You can really hear it in this scene, and again, it's a bit more of a darker, serious scene in comparison to what we've seen in this show and trailer so far. This brand new era of Doctor Who seems to be a lot more fun, and this really stands out as not only a standout moment, but also a bit more of an emotional moment in somewhat of a positive series. Now, something I do really appreciate with this series, it's trying to experiment and break out of the mold which is Doctor Who. Of course, there's some old stuff like Mel, Unit, Kate, and even the Memory TARDIS making an appearance, which is something I'm going to save for another video. But what I do appreciate is they are trying new things. I think a perfect example of this is the character of Maestro that people think is part of the Toymaker's Legion, which is played by Jinx monsoons. Now, this character, Maestro, seems over the top and insane, and I like what they're going for with the character. It's like the Toymaker and the Master but on crack, and I like that they're experimenting and doing new things. But I am a little bit worried for this episode, The Devil's Call. And no, it's not because the Beatles in this episode look nothing like the Beatles, but come on, you could have done a better job. Now, I don't want to judge Jinx monsoons' acting or the character of the Maestro because we've only seen about a minute-long clip, and I don't think it's fair whatsoever. But I think that the character might be too over the top in a bad way. I think it's great that they want to do this insane character, and I think Jinx monsoon was the perfect choice for that. But I just don't think that this character will be liked by audiences, and it's a little bit of a hard watch at times. It comes off maybe as a bit cringe and just too annoying for audiences, which is, I get what they're going for is this over-the-top character, but for new audiences, this might be a turn off. But I might be wrong, but those are just some of my initial thoughts with this character, but I'm really excited for this character, and I do genuinely want to give the Maestro a shot before I say anything too negative about the character.
But it's so sad, Timothy. You never had the luck. You never got that break.
I did not. You're right. Nobody ever understood me.
All those melodies, stifled and wrangled inside you.
I think this episode and character could be pretty hit or miss depending on the person you ask. These are just some of my thoughts on some of the stuff that's been shown to us, so characters, episodes, and stuff like that. We're not looking at plot points or the actual story, we're just looking at the concept. And I think it's good to go into this series with a positive outlook instead of a negative one. Of course, there's going to be stuff that you can critique and you might not like, which I think is completely acceptable to speak out. Hell, I've done it in this video. But I think going into this series with a negative outlook and expecting something bad is the wrong thing. Limit your expectations, of course. Don't expect like Davros to reappear in this series. But I think it's good to just limit it and have a positive outlook. Give the series a chance before you shoot it down.
See the next thing, and the next, and the next. Sometimes it looks even better through your eyes.
So where's this then?
Planet Pacifico del Rio.
Oh, that's in English. They speak English here. English exists.
No. Humans don't speak one language by this point. A bit like Cantonese. This is what it really looks like, but the TARDIS translates. It's got a perception filter, so it helps you fit into every time and place.
It's pretty clear that they're trying to keep it light, fresh, introduce this to a brand new audience. So having insane characters like the Maestro, having these cringe jokes, appeals to a larger demographic. A demographic they couldn't reach before, and I think people need to understand that. This show, it looks like it's been made not only for the fans, but also brand new viewers, because they want Doctor Who to go on. It's the whole reason this Doctor Who Disney merger happened in the first place, was so Doctor Who could outlive the BBC. I'm very hopeful for these episodes. I'm very hopeful in the fact that I think Russell T Davies, Stephen Moffat, and anybody else that worked on this show can deliver a great season. They've done it in the past, and I think they can do it again. It's 8 episodes, we get 2 episodes for the premiere, and I think they're going to be amazing. I think it's good going into this with a positive outlook, because there are going to be people that are heavily critical of this show, and that just comes down to the fact that this isn't the show they grew up with. The show has changed. The show is trying to appeal to a brand new demographic with maybe some cringe jokes, or jokes that you think are cringe and concepts that you don't like because you're not their target demographic anymore. It's pretty clear by the trailers that they are trying to encompass classic Who fans, new Who fans, and this brand new generation of kids and adults that maybe haven't seen the show before and may be interested in this show, and that's what they want. They want longevity of Doctor Who, and I think people need to bear that in mind. But it looks like a lot of care, time and effort has gone into making this the best it could possibly be, and I'm genuinely very, very excited to see what they've been working on. But what are your thoughts of this new season? Are you excited? What are you positive and what are you maybe critical about? What do you think is going to be good about this season? Comment down below your opinions. But I've been your host Samuel, and I will catch you in the next Doctor Who related video.